Hey guys, welcome to the COVID Cocktail Club on a nice Wednesday. Today we're making basically a rum Manhattan. You guys have heard us say riff a whole lot, and today this is like the epitome of a riff. But I think it's interesting how Jason and I got to this one, because we're flipping through our 8,000 books and trying to find recipes that we want to make for you guys. And I come upon a Palmetto, which sounds great because there's only 3 ingredients. You guys have them all already. And it was like aged rum, sweet vermouth, and orange bitters. And I thought, great. And then I made one, tasted it, and thought, wow, this is disgusting. We have to fix this up before we can present this one to the COVID Cocktail Club. I was not a fan.
I've never actually tried that version of it. I've tried the one we're going to be talking about. So, but I can imagine, because I think both of us would agree that while we like Manhattans, we love Black Manhattans. So, and as you know, I love aged rum, so I knew this would be an easy riff on that.
It made a lot of sense once we started thinking about it, but the way that the recipe was for the Palmetto actually was equal parts rum and sweet vermouth. So you have to really like your sweet vermouth for that to make sense. And if you do really like sweet vermouth, by all means, make it that way and tell us what you think. I thought it was gross. So the natural progression there was to switch it over to Averna, and then we started wanting to mess with the ratios. And before you knew it, we literally just had a Black Manhattan with rum. But it's delicious that way. So we're excited to make it with you guys.
Our one challenge was come up with a cool name for it, all right? Because it is just a Black Rum Manhattan, Black Rum Man, yes. For some reason, I want to say rum Black Manhattan, or is it a Black Rum Manhattan? I think it's a rum Black Manhattan. Either way, as you can see, it doesn't just roll out at the tongue. It needs a cool name. We had some ideas, but playing off of like Havana, playing off Jamaica, like playing off rums, but then aged rums really are really from all over the place. So you kind of threw those out. So I think we just went back to a Black Rum Manhattan. So I would challenge our audience out there to come up with a better name. And if anyone has a great idea, after you sip this delicious drink, throw it out there. We're open to it. Maybe it'll make the next book.
We're going to call it the Black Rumhattan.
The Black Rumhattan.
Black Rumhattan.
Okay. I have some bad news for you, though, this morning. Very carefully and slowly look to your right, and you will notice that your Averna bottle is down to like sadly low.
Alert, 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 alert. Specs are incoming. I'll go visit my friends at Rysse Fine Liquors and see if they can hook me up with another bottle of Averna Stat.
You know what you should do? You should do it like for Petco, like for our dog food. We actually have it on rotation, so we know how long it takes for it to run out. You could do that with Averna. You just have an Averna drop off every 2 weeks.
That's like Amazon Subscribe and Save for Averna. Make of this drink, it is very simple. We're going right back to the same very familiar ratio that you guys have made before, making a Manhattan, and it's going to be really delicious. Because if you notice, there's no simple, there's no citrus, there's nothing. It's all booze. We are going to stir.
Yay.
It's been a while since we stirred, I think.
It has been a while.
Jason picked me up a bottle of this awesome aged rum that I'm excited to try.
Well, I have to say, so aged rum, I think you alluded to this in one of the last episodes. You know, I've been really getting into aged rum. I'd say I've tried, I'm not afraid to admit, it's probably been the most common thing I've been buying at Specs in the last 6-ish months. So I've probably gone through 6 or 7 different aged rums. I've yet to really find a bad one. They're all very unique, which I think is nice, just like bourbon or rye. So each one has its own sort of unique profile, but this is the first time I'm trying this guy right here, this Centenario. It's a 12-year aged rum. So we will see, but.
Called Centenario.
It's called Centenario.
That's only interesting because that's my favorite tequila.
Looking at the font, yes. So we're just making sure we don't have the same distiller doing tequila and doing rum, but clearly a very different font, a very different logo. Interesting. So we're all about the aged rum. So classic formula, 2-to-1, right?
Yep.
All right. So we're so polite. No, you go. No, you go. No, you go. All right. Ready? 2 ounces of aged rum. What do we want to tell our audience who doesn't have aged rum, but they have regular rum? This won't be pretty.
Skip it.
Yeah, I would say skip it or just pull out your bourbon or rye.
This has to be an aged drink or it's going to be nasty.
Yeah, I would say this is not like when you can make a margarita with Blanco or Reposado, and they're both delicious. Aged rum is a completely different, and 1 ounce of Averna.
If you don't have Averna, I think you can here go ahead and use Sweet Vermouth though.
Yes, but 2 to 1, not like the Palmetto equal parts. And then 2 dashes of orange bitters. That's your Regans.
My Regans.
I think it's the most popular one I've seen lately in recipes. It calls for Regans versus Angostura does an orange bitters. In fact, mine I think is Angostura.
I like him a lot. Actually, if you must know, he's also dangerously low, but I have a backup.
Of course you do. Alrighty, let's get our ice.
Okay.
Key point here, guys. Again, if you have like Sonic ice, don't use it. This is actually where if you needed to, go to your freezer, get the ugly ice that's bigger because you're just using it to stir. That's better than using like small Sonic ice that's going to melt immediately.
So when I make my big icings in the freezer, like one always goes really crazy wonky. Can you see like it's supposed to end there and like one always goes like mutant? So he's good for stirring.
Now, you guys may notice we are not pre-chilling our glass. We feel like this drink's, it's a little boozier. It's not one that's got to be like extra crisp and cold. The chilling in the mixing glass, I think alone is enough. So we decided not to.
Not too freezing. He's not a lifestyle drink out by the pool. He's an inside drink.
I was really on that. My point is, it is a boozier cocktail. So the chilling we did here is plenty. You don't need a chilled glass.
I would also like to point out the awesome glass that I'm using that I found at a cool vintage store that's got a C on it for COVID Cocktail Club.
Which you bought years ago. It was fate.
I got it special for the COVID Cocktail Club.
Just admit you bought one for every letter just in case.
Yes, I have the whole monogrammed alphabet.
Time for the good cherries. And I'm just using one. I know we're all about odd numbers, so one counts. We're not doing 3 or 5 cherries in this guy. Yes. So that's it. Sweet and simple. Can't wait to drink this at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
This one's good. I like it. If you really like Manhattans and you just needed something sort of a little different, he's a good one.
And for those of you out there that think rum is just what you drink in New Orleans and frozen daiquiri machines and pina coladas, please, please promise us you're going to try this. This is a good, I've been using the term lately, starter, like a starter bourbon cocktail starter. I think we even called our lemon drop a starter cocktail because it's just easy. It doesn't taste like much, but this is a good starter aged rum cocktail, I think. If you like bourbon cocktails, you're disagreeing. I'm going to disagree with your disagree. If you like bourbon and you've never tried aged rum, I would actually say this may be better than a regular Black Manhattan. This is Rysse's way of not having time to argue with me right now. You would take a regular Black Manhattan over this?
No, not necessarily. Well, I don't know. That would be what mood am I in, which Manhattan. But if I'm trying to get somebody into aged rum, I think I would go with something that hides the rum a little bit more than this. This is like rum, and that's it. It's like rum. So I mean, maybe the Quarantine Supreme or something, to baby step you into rum before I went there.
So since we're playing Crossfire, can I come back at you on that one? So here's my thought. Yes, there's a lot of aged rum in here. So I agree with you there. Where I would disagree is when I drink this, I don't think of rum because I think aged rum tastes completely different than rum. So I'm speaking more to the audience out there that, again, they think of pina coladas, just sweet, sugary, frozen cocktails. This does not taste like the actual spirit you're tasting, or doesn't taste like that rum.
So if you're a big bourbon fan and you're weary about aged rum, yes, I'll say, okay. This will present aged rum in like a familiar habitat kind of.
I would even say if you did a blindfold taste test of this drink and had to guess what's in it, you would not even think rum.
You probably would assume it's a bourbon.
Right. But by the way, as would a rum old fashioned, which are quite delicious. So. All right, I'm excited.
Okay.
I'll see you guys Friday.
See you Friday.
Cheers, Rysse.
Cheers, Jason.